How do you assign values to those uncertainties?
Well, one way to think about the uncertainties is as a variable. So if you're a computer programmer and you've got a string and you're saying, I'm assigning some variable to that string, that's what I do with the uncertainties in a scenario planning project. So, for instance, as I'm thinking about the future of books, the future of content delivery in an education scenario, I might say that in one future that is very much about advanced mobile devices, for instance, that we may end up with everything being audio, right? It may be a very small device that's able to project things onto surfaces or onto people's glasses, but it's really something that lives in your ear and can talk to you and you can talk to it, right? So we don't end up with a physical tablet, which right now, if you ask most people, they might say, oh yeah, tablets are the future of content delivery, right? But there are other possibilities, right? And so what you want to do is look at the logic, the beginning logic of the stories, the way that they've been sketched, and then you start going through the list of uncertainties, all of them, not just the critical ones, but all of the uncertainties that you have that eventually become the characters in your story, and you start saying, what would this be in this future? And that's a great collaborative exercise. We've talked about collaboration in the past, about how people work together. It's a great way to have dialogue and reinforce the logic of the scenarios for people, because they can kind of co-create that value and understand what it is. And it then gives you a way of taking that value and then writing about that as part of the narrative. So that's a critical piece of this process of inclusion of all the uncertainties into the stories. And that's really a process. So it starts off with, how do I take the sketches, I take the uncertainties, I match them into each one. So every uncertainty should show up in every story. And you want to then say, what does this story mean, and how does that particular variable get its value? What is its value? How do I describe that value? And then you do that for each one of those uncertainties.